Hi, it's Charles and Empress Mills, and today we're taking a look at our double edge border print designs, of which we've got quite a selection here at Empress. If you follow our channel, you may have seen that we've posted a video just discussing double edge borders in more detail, what exactly they are, how they work, how we cut them, for example, for you, and also some of the projects you can make with them, because they're perfect for quilting, through to skirts, dresses like this one made by Andrea, one of our customers from a company called Handadu. She's made this wonderful dress for us. Just to give you a little bit of a feel, check that video out. There's a link in the description to dig into that a little bit more, where it looks much more at the makeup of a double edge border. But while we were getting ready for that video, we realised just how many double edge borders we've got in stock here at Empress, and thought we'd just take a really quick look through them. So that's what we're doing now, just having a little look at them, exploring the designs in more detail. But if you want to know more about a double edge border itself, head to the link in the description below for that. This first one that we've got here, one of my absolute favourites. It's one of the brand new ones from Lewis & Irene. It's called Ocean Glow, and you've got these fantastic sea creatures, and obviously you've got these blues grading up towards the centre line of the fabric. All of the white elements on this Ocean Glow fabric, and obviously there's a design range that goes with it, are glow in the dark as well. So wonderful effect with this, but it looks stunning without the glow in the dark anyway. It's just a really, really colourful, vibrant design range. And as with all double edge borders, that set of designs really summarises the rest of the collection too. So it does give you a feel for the rest of the range, which is one of the things with these border prints. They tend to bring together the designs. They tend to bring together the designs from the rest of the collection, because these prints can be used with more or less every fabric from the range independently, almost. So yes, that is the Ocean Glow one. Just here is the other new Lewis & Irene one. This is called Small Things Countryside. It's the first time that Lewis & Irene have created a double edge border as part of their Small Things range, and it looks fantastic. It's been so popular so far in pre-orders and things. And again, you've got this wonderful gradient. Double edge borders, to my way of thinking, always look fantastic with sort of landscape style designs. I wouldn't say prints, designs though, because you just get that feel, that natural perspective and that natural movement towards the sky and things. That's what you're seeing here. We've got these wonderful, we've got the wonderful imagery, again reflecting the rest of the collection. We've got the cows, tractors, I think they call him Hamish, the Highland cow to Lewis & Irene on this one, and all sorts of other countryside imagery too. The next design is one of my personal favourites. This has been an ongoing range from Lewis & Irene. It's called Tomtens. This one is from Tomtens Forest Friends, but they've run it for a few years now with different design sets and things, and it's just a stunning print. You've got all these wonderful little Tomtens, lots and lots of Christmas imagery, festive imagery throughout the main print itself, and then again grading into this wonderful sky scene. This one is an interesting one. It's just that little bit wider than normal, so you can see it when compared to the next print down. You can see that extra width. This is digitally printed, so you're just getting fantastic clarity in the design, and that's also why they've been able to work with that wider width fabric as well for this one. And of note, with this one in particular, we've obviously got this fantastic dress made by Andrea, which really shows up what you can do away from quilting with double edge borders. I'm not going to labour that point now. As I say, check out the other video, but I can't resist showing you again in just this fantastic dress and how well it works with that double edge border, with the design from the double edge border, great forming the basis for the bottom of the dress itself, and then grading its way up into the sky. It just works superbly. And what a crossover of use, designed purely with quilting in mind, really, from Lewis & Irene, but absolutely fantastic on that dress created by Andrea there. It really, really does work, an absolute charm. Moving on, we have got this one, again, one of the latest Lewis & Irene ranges. It's only been out about a month. It's called Celestial, packed full of metallics this time. You've got all these celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, we've got stars, absolutely all sorts, shooting stars. Look at that, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? And again, just different colour gradients with a nice set along the border. This one in particular, Lewis & Irene picked out for, in their description, They chatted about the use of it, not just for the borders of quilts, but also being used in panels, being used on cushions and things. And absolutely, that's the crossover that you do get with these double-edged options. Moving on, we've got another metallic option, Celtic Faeries, an incredibly popular range. I can't remember when it came out now. Has it been out about a year? I'm just, Nat's nodding, he thinks so. We think coming up to 12 months. And the fact we've still got stock of this actually reflects how popular we think we've found it, because we always over order as soon as the design starts doing well. We can't resist here at Empress. I try and keep on top of stock. So we've got this in because we got carried away, and either me or my wife Vicky, who does a lot of the ordering, got carried away and ordered lots. And well, you can see why, can't you? Just look at the incredible detail that they've packed in. We've got these unicorns, but up onto the trees, and metallic detailing on all these leaves, and the extra detailing on the tree, the bark itself. It is jam-packed full of detail. And this knot that really finishes that border off, running along the bottom too. And again, because it works so well, grading up into the sky, which also picks up on some of that sort of knot design element that we saw further down on the design. So Lewis and Irene really do try and create that theme, try and pull the design together even as you're moving up into the, I don't want to say into just the pure sky area, but moving up away from the main bulk of the design, let's say, which obviously runs along the border of the fabric itself. On we go, let's take another look. So next, ooh, another favourite of mine, and Nat is smiling already behind the camera at this one. This is Lewis and Irene's Space Glow range, and doesn't it just look fantastic and lend itself to this border print style design? And with the planets lined up along the bottom in that sort of scientific sort of orbital format almost, and then obviously some different little elements from the universe. We've got galaxies, we've got a spaceship, a satellite, some shooting stars, some general stars, all sorts. And the extra thing to mention with this design, all of the white elements, so the shooting stars, the rocket, the spaceship or rocket, the satellite, and of course all of the elements on the planet are glow in the dark. It gives an absolutely fantastic effect for whatever you use it for. We didn't plan on doing this, but if you, again, just check the description, I will pop an extra link in there. Me and Nat created a video just focused on Space Glow, where we really highlighted all of the different glow-in-the-dark elements from it. Take a peek at that if you want to explore that range more. It is fantastic for big kids and, of course, little kids. We were almost too excited for that one at the time. But it is really nice, a really nice print and a nice collection as well. Moving on. This one of Mum's favourites now, and you can tell it is because she couldn't resist creating this sample for us earlier, which again we explored in that previous video, but it just again shows up the crossover of uses. So yes, you can do quilting, cushions, dressmaking, skirts with these designs. It's the Lewis and Irene Over the Rainbow range, took me a second there. Absolutely jam-packed with colour. We've still got lots of the main collection too, so do explore that on the website if it catches your fancy. But it's packed full of colour, and they've even gone to town, even on the florals, they've just highlighted different elements there. And again, that wonderful grading up into the sky and that use of colour as you're coming away. Perfect for children's projects, obviously perfect for grown-up projects too. But you can just see how well it works, hopefully, with that skirt for designs, creations, projects away from pure quilting. It's a really fantastic example of that sort of crossover in action. So moving on again, let's take a peek. This is the Jennie Maizels range. Slightly different feel than the other options that we've had so far, which are really quite I don't want to say pictorial, but are really sort of purely image based and really reflect a certain element of the landscape, for example. This very much an all over, almost a scattered design with the Jennie Maizels approach to the use of the animals and things and the letters, but it does still work well. And again, this is quite an interesting one for just moving away from that sort of imagery based element and just showing how it all gets grouped, how the design all gets grouped at the border, and just becomes that little bit looser towards the centre of the fabric itself. So just a different sort of take, a different slant on the classic double edge border with that one. And this is the last main one I want to show you, although I've then actually got 3 left, which are peeking out there. Can't see them yet. This is Poppies. It has been a tremendously popular print, as you can imagine. Wonderful from the remembrance aspect, or just if you want to pick up on a gorgeous, gorgeous floral design. But it really does feel quite poignant to us, and very much so, with that quite stark contrast as the poppy field ends and the sky starts. You're really sort of picking up on that horizon. This translates wonderfully with the rest of the collection, as they all do, in fairness. But we really, we were sort of taken by this originally, and many of you have been already. It's been a really popular print. And another thing just to pick up on is the very, very stark border that they've used, with the poppies just running purely along the bottom. That doesn't appear on each one. It's only on some of them where you get that really, really firm fixed edge. But they've used that here, and I just think it gives it that structure that you almost want with a design like this, even though you are getting that natural element with the florals themselves. And one last thing that I have to pick up on when we look at this particular range, when we've looked at poppy ranges in the past, they've always, usually a poppy range is popular. I didn't mean that to be so tongue twisty. But this one in particular stood out, and we think it's because the poppies aren't particularly stylised. They're very, very natural in their appearance. Lewis and Aaron have gone to town on creating that sort of natural finish to both the actual imagery of the poppy and also the colour as well. And that just to us set it apart from quite a few other ranges, even other ranges that Lewis and Aaron have produced in the past, and gave you that more natural feel rather than it being a very, very stylised poppy. The beauty of that is, as I mentioned when we first came onto this design, yes, it can be used for projects with remembrance in mind, but it does just have that lovely, gorgeous floral property if you wanted just to use it as a pure floral design, moving away from the remembrance aspect. So it's just something to bear in mind, and something that really, really stood out to us when we got that design, and obviously the rest of the collection in too. Now the last 3, forgive me for these. Now, we're originally posting this video on the run up to Christmas, so you're all going to shout, why are you showing me a Halloween design, Charles? That is testament to how popular double edge borders are. I mentioned earlier on the Celtic Faeries print. We get carried away here at Empress. We always overorder designs when we see that they're popular. We want to keep them in stock for you for as long as we possibly can. We like to consider ourselves a premium Lewis and Irene stockist. We hold all of their designs right up until the point that Lewis and Irene don't have stock. But if we're worried that they'll run out faster for whatever reason, particularly double edge borders, we overorder, which is why we've got these Halloween prints. We'll have them for a while yet, so there's no rush. But I just wanted to mention it, just to say we've got them. And again, looking at the structure, the glow in the dark ranges, the white elements on here all glow to give that sort of spooky finish with this particular design. It comes in 3 colourways, and that's the colourway there is the reason I really wanted to leave these particular prints in this video. As I say, I know we're posting it actually on the run up to Christmas, depending on when you're watching it, but we did originally film this on the run up to Christmas, and all of the other prints, all of the other borders that we've had so far are very much standalone borders within the collection. So Lewis and Irene usually create 15 main designs in a collection and then add a double edge border. This was a little bit of a quirk on that element, that quirk on that sort of design ethos, let's call it. I think it's Haunted House, this range. And that's because they've actually created the 3 different colourways. So again, it gives you plenty of options. Whether it's dressmaking, you just fancy something quirky with that, you can do different panels, or you can create 3 different options. Cushions in particular, very, very popular. Again, using 3 different elements, so it's not all just picking from the same single design from within a collection. And yes, that was really why I wanted to show you that, because it's just a little bit of a quirk at the end. Usually, and this actually spreads across most manufacturers that I've seen anyway. Someone will pick me up and find me the odd one, I'm sure. But usually there is one single double edge border in a set of designs, or 2 maybe. Lewis and I created this set of 3, which works with how they created the entire collection there. That's all from one collection in those 3 colourways. So just a little bit of a quirky design to finish on. And that's that. It's been a race through. I know, head below for the links for the extra info that I've talked about. If you've got any questions, I'll put all the links to the ranges that we've mentioned in the description below as well, so you can find all those easily. But I hope it's been useful. We just thought, when we saw the variety of double edges double edge borders that we've got left, we just thought it'd be useful to have a quick whip through, see them all, but do bear in mind, behind each and every one of these borders, there is an entire collection of fabric that back it up, that give you much more substance to work with on your project, depending on what you want to go with. And also keep in mind, double edge borders created very, very much with quilting in mind. It's the reason for Lewis and Irene's being, but fantastic for other projects. Skirts, dresses, larger skirts, cushions, absolutely all sorts. They are wonderful for. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.